I just wanted to welcome you back. In the process, if you can't tell, of moving, and we are moving from a one-bedroom apartment that is about 750 square feet to a three-bedroom house that is roughly 850 feet. This move is going to be great because we're going to have room for our kids. And our kids actually, they're all teenagers and they all want their own space. And if you can't tell, just by looking behind me, this is my art area. And it is an absolute disaster. It's really, really hard for me to downsize because, look, that's just paperwork. Because I'm constantly changing what I'm working on. You're going to see my house. It's a mess, but this is it. This is where my magic happens. There's the dining table where my go juice is, obviously, and my vape. Don't tell my mom. Anyhow, you can see boxes. We literally have nothing but boxes all over our house. But the one thing I did want to share with you is my system. So this is really my system. This is what I've set up to do all of my carving and polishing. You can see that, hopefully you can tell, it is a very square tote that is also very clear. That's key. That way you can get as much lighting in it as possible. I have, this is a full spectrum light, and then I have a yellow light. And it just helps me to get in here and work. I have cut 2 holes out of the corner here and then inserted these, which are from dishwashing gloves. You can actually see the rubber still on this one right here. I did originally try it with the gloves, and I found that I could not feel what I was working on, and to me, I use my hands a lot. I need to feel the texture. I need to feel where it needs to be smoothed out. I need to feel those things. So this box, the way I have built it, you can see, I'm actually going to turn this light out just really quick. So you can see it is very square and very tall. And the reason for that is so that I could install this. This is a door, and I put it up with Velcro. And the Velcro, this hard Velcro, sticks to soft felt, which is what I have cut and put all the way around. Now, this is glass, and on the outside, on this side where we are, there's nothing on it. But on the inside, I have used double stick tape, and you could probably see right here. There you go. You can see right there where it is 2 page protectors that I've stuck over the glass. That way, if something does come at the glass, it won't break it, and if it does, it will hopefully contain it and keep it from getting to the second glass. So I do have 2 pieces of glass in here, and that just helps me feel safer about working. But you can see that I can get my hands in easily. I can grab my tools. I can grab, you know, current projects. This is for my husband. Bless his heart. This is his, I started it before his birthday in October and said, oh, you're going to get it for your birthday. And then I'm sorry, November. My husband's going to kill me. So I started it in November, and then I was like, okay, that's not going to get done. So now it's his Christmas present. And then Christmas came and went. So now it's his, we are buying a home present. So I seriously need to get that finished. So this is jade. It's pretty hard for me to carve onto. This one right here, this is Burrow Creek, and I am just polishing it into a nice wand. I haven't finished, and I've barely just did the shaping with my tool that I use for shaping jade and harder stones, because it's such a hard stone that I like to do that outside with my tile cutter. And then you'll see right here, this is a piece of Veracite. So look at that apple green color. Now I'm making this into a wand as well. For some reason, I feel really drawn to wands right now. You can see that I can use my, Dremel shaft tool. I also have this Dremel Micro, which is, I freaking love this because it is rechargeable. So all you do is you take it and you set it on a charger. I have the older version of that right here, and I still use this. It's called the Minimite, but the battery doesn't last very long, and I'm constantly recharging it. As you can see, I also have another Dremel there, and then another one in a box. These out here, these are my tools that I use for handwork, and then these are from Harbor Freight. Actually, they are for doing very, very fine detail, because they're so tiny. Look at, oh my gosh, just incredible. Now, I haven't had a chance to use them yet because I just barely got my system here set up, and then I found out we're moving and buying a house. So, yay, so exciting. So just to talk a little bit more about this, this is just a head buff that I put up here. Ooh, it's coming undone. So there is the soft felt with the hard Velcro on the back, and it's just rolled up leather, and then I glued down a part of a sheep skin just so I can have a headrest. And then I found that I usually just smash my head right here, so I'm gonna put one of those foot protectors right here. You get at the dollar store for your shoes. All it is just like a little piece of rubber. So I'll probably cut that and then put it right there so that when I'm working, you know, I'm not crushing my skull into the corner here, because it's pretty sharp. I guess I could sand it down, but I like how clean this looks. I love that I get light in from all around. You'll notice that also at the base there is Velcro and fabric, and you can see I can take this out, which I do pretty often when I'm working, and I can fold it together, take it out of my door, which comes off, see, like this. It's just Velcroed on. Oh, so to get it to stick back on, I just stick my hand in there and push it around the edges. Okay, it's locked back on. I don't have to worry about it going anywhere. But like I was saying, I can take this off. Okay, underneath I just have a tray that just helps me to keep my my stuff organized. And then I did line the lid with a piece of plastic just in case I did want to do wet work in here and I make mud. I don't want it to go everywhere, and I feel like it would if I didn't do that. Also, it helps to, if you can see, create this airtight barrier. And I know this isn't airtight because I've got handhole air vent and then the whole where the flex shaft comes in. And you can see I have attached a pole, okay? Then on that pole, I have a hook, and that holds the Dremel, which I can easily reach, turn on and off. I've got my lamp here, which comes down, and that's just attached. It's a clamp, and it's attached to a piece of hard plastic and felt that I've just zip tied on there, okay? And there's some rings I'm making. These are so much fun. They're so beautiful when they're finished. And then, oh, look here. This is a piece of Utah Tiffany stone that I am making into a cab. I just haven't finished it because I get distracted and way too easy. So, okay. So before I show you any more of the projects I'm working on, I just want to finish talking about this. So this actually locks down, and it locks the lid on. And then I just have it sitting on a couple pieces of sample wood that I got from Lowe's for 25 cents a piece, just to give it a little bit of lift so that it's up a little higher for me when I'm working. And you can see right here, I made this out of a 2x4. I just drilled a bunch of holes in it at different angles so I can hold all the tools that I currently am using for working in the box. So it's easy to grab, easy to switch out. And then you can see, I'll back up here, you can see I do use a drill here and there, so I got that charging. Here you can see this is all my boxes. These are very heavy duty boxes from one of the local companies that does scrapbooking stuff. They're very hard, and I've had them for years, and I've switched out all the different things that have been in them over the years. And they're still like brand new. They're fabric covered, but they're like a heavy duty cardboard. Inside those is all slabs, cabs, some of my more expensive rough, and that's it. So just the material I want to work on eventually. I probably have more than 2 lifetimes worth of material. And then under the table, this box here, I will probably show you one day, is what I use when I'm doing large sculptures, and it contains most of my fly off from when I'm using like my big boy chisels and such. So in there is just more projects I'm working on. My drawer, let's see, just different tools that I use. A couple of projects I need to remodel. I do wear gloves sometimes when I'm doing some work, but I use nitrile because you can actually feel through nitrile. You can feel hot and cold. Here's my current projects I'm working on, a couple more wands, and I use gold and silver markers for marking on the rocks when I'm carving. And then because we're moving, I don't have anything in here. Trying to get it down to just the very few things that I want to use. I'm having back surgery in 9 days, and because of that, I don't know if I'll be able to sit and work. But as you can see, I have plenty of projects here for engraving and more tools. These are interesting. I'll tell you about those in another video. I am going to be starting a Patreon account so that all my friends and family, and you are my family if you are a subscriber, all my friends and family can join, and we can see all the cool videos that I have coming up in the future. But going back to showing you my system there, right there is where I charge my little Dremel, and then the teeny tiny Dremel that battery's always dying is right there. I did try Dremels from Harbor Freight. I don't like them. I'm not usually a brand name person, but because I don't believe in buying a name. However, with that said, Dremel, the actual machine, is amazing. And then, you know what? You don't have to buy the Dremel accessories. You can make your own or buy the cheap Harbor Freight ones, because I have found those are just as good. And then here's where I keep all of my Dremel bits. It's just a little box that I got. And then I added a little closing lid with some Velcro. Oh my gosh, I have Velcro on everything. I did not realize that. But this is my bits, and then under here is for polishing and sanding. I have lots of tools for that, as far as different polishing grits and wheels and that. So this is just more like basic pre-polished tools. And then you can see over here, if I can do this without showing you too much of my mess. My husband's gonna kill me. So we have literally boxes everywhere, and I look at that. I am throwing out so much stuff. I feel guilty, but I have so much, you know, and we're doing a lot of donations. So this next project is a video I'm going to make for Patreon only subscribers about how to photograph your rocks and how to make specimen boxes. So that's what I'm working on there. And look at, this is some of the most beautiful Tiffany stone you will ever see. This came from a rock that was collected in the 1960s. And the color's spectacular. Now nothing's been done to this. It's completely opalized, completely agatized. Some of it has just this beautiful iridescent sheen to it. If you look at the orangish sections next to the purple, you can kind of see that. But I am just barely getting started with Patreon, so if you are one of my very first subscribers, you will receive a special gift from me if you subscribe at a $50 level or higher monthly. And you will also get content that's only going to be available on Patreon. But don't worry, YouTubers, if you can't help and you don't think you can help subscribe, I am still going to make lots of YouTube videos for you. So I hope that helped. Leave some questions below. I will answer every question as it comes in. And I just want to thank you so much for your time, your love, and support, because right now I could really use your support with this move. I just don't know how we're gonna do it. Oh, 5 people, 2 dogs in a tiny home. I guess that will be a good subject for many videos to come.
With that said, I just want to say thank you so